This is the moment a passenger apparently opened an emergency exit door during a flight over South Korea.
The airline says a man sitting next to the emergency door opened it 2 or 3 minutes before the plane landed. There were 194 people on board. Local fire officials say 9 people were hospitalized for breathing issues. That passenger is in police custody.
Let's bring in Robert Sumwalt. He's a CBS News transportation safety consultant and former chairman of the National Transportation Safety Board. Okay, so first of all, what? And have you ever seen anything like this before?
Well, Christina, no, it's certainly not the type of thing we would like to see on our flight. Fortunately, no serious injuries in this particular case.
Well, I mean, can you just talk about how dangerous this could have been? 2 or 3 minutes before landing, I just can't even begin to imagine the terror that those passengers around him must have felt, and then the crew and how they must have reacted. Describe for us how dangerous that situation was.
Yeah, this might sound sort of funny, Elaine, but I don't think it was real danger other than the terror effect associated with it.
It was not dangerous, you're saying, Robert?
There's not enough of a pressure differential to force people to be thrown out of the airplane. People had their seatbelts on, so they're not going to be sucked out. Now, that's not to say that it would not be a terrifying event, but the breathing issues that we just mentioned, I think that's probably more hyperventilation than anything else. It's only 700 feet above ground, so there's plenty of air, plenty of oxygen at that altitude.
Can I just ask, so that it wouldn't have changed sort of the physics of the landing of a plane? I mean, you obviously have much more experience in this area, but in those critical moments before a plane lands, as I understood it, those times for right after takeoff and right before landing are absolutely essential for things to go 100% right. Was that a factor at all? I mean, was
right, the pilot have felt it on the controls when they're coming in? Would they have felt the difference?
Yeah.
I was an airline pilot for 24 years prior to going to the NTSB and prior to working for CBS News. I flew that exact same type airplane, the Airbus A321. I really do not think that would have posed any insurmountable challenges with landing the airplane, to be honest with you.
Okay. All right. Well, even so, I would like to say I would like this to not happen on any flight that I am on. Yes. And are flight crews trained for something like this? What are they trained to do? Or is this a scenario they're now going to have to train on?
Well, generally speaking, Christina, the airplane doors cannot be opened in flight because the inside of the airplane is pressurized. It's pushing against that door to keep it closed. Of course, as you get lower, there's less of a pressure differential. So that's probably how the door was enabled to be opened. But you're right. It's certainly not something that we would like to see on any of our flights. And apparently this perpetrator has been arrested, just as he should be.
All right, Robert Sumwalt, not making me feel a whole lot better, but maybe slightly better.
These damn people are going crazy in this world today, and that's just all there is to it. And the so-called 5 most best expert, Robert Sawyer, don't know what he's talking about. He's talking about pressure, you understand, against the door, won't allow anybody to open it at so many feet up in the air, but yet still to do open the door. That is dangerous. I would not want to be in a situation like that. They could have been sucked out of that plane. I don't care what that guy says. But what's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out there on this beautiful Wednesday. I'm doing pretty good myself, you understand? Very, very nice day out, bit warm, but beautiful, you understand? There's so much going on in the not so friendly skies these days to where, hey, I know I won't want to fly, period. Okay? If you ain't got people acting crazy on the plane, as in this particular situation we just seen, we got racists, you understand, sending text messages to somebody, on the other end. Okay, and that's just what it is. It says here, Black passenger reacts after catching man sitting next to her sending racist texts on flight. Okay, I mean, all kinds of stuff going on in the not so friendly skies, you understand. I remember last year, I think it was either last year or year before last, I did a video where a white guy peed on a young black woman. You understand? As she sit there, I guess she was asleep or something like that, and she awoke to him peeing on her while they were flying on a plane. You understand? He gave some kind of bullshit excuse. Oh, what have you? Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that we got going on in the not so friendly skies. Okay, but to get in this particular story right here, it says a black woman has claimed that she saw a fellow pastor writing racist text messages about her on a flight from Puerto Rico to Atlanta, Georgia last week. In a video posted on TikTok on Friday, Talia Rouse said that she wanted to make the man feel as uncomfortable as she felt when she noticed the disgusting messages on the screen. Ms. Rouse has over 25,000 followers on the video sharing platform, where she mainly posts travel tips and hotel reviews. She said that when she glanced over at the man's phone, she saw the words "big black woman" in a text message, which made her want to keep reading the conversation. Makes me wonder if this guy intended for her to see that. But to continue here, he and his family went on and on about the woes of being stuck next to black and gay people. She said, "Then I see this man say he hopes airlines raises prices so these people get weeded out." Okay? Yeah, you understand? But let's continue. I just want to go and get through this damn article before I get to raising sand and fumbling over my words. You understand? Sitting next to a racist on my 4-hour flight from Puerto Rico to Atlanta this week. Yes, I could have minded my own business, but why should I let him slide? Question. I happened to glance over and see the words "big black woman," so I continued reading. He and his family went on and on about the woes of being stuck sitting next to black and gay people. Then I see this man say he hopes airlines continue to raise prices so these people get weeded out. If you're going to be bold enough to pull your phone out in the middle seat of an airplane and freely talk disrespectfully about black people, then I'm going to be bold enough to say something to you. What would you have done? Okay? Well, if I had, seen motherfucker doing shit like, I probably would have cussed this bitch ass out. You understand what I mean? And told him where to get myself. You understand? Let's see what this has to say right here. Check this out.
You know what? I wasn't going to say anything, but I decided I want you to feel as uncomfortable as I do. And I want you to know that I saw your text messages and I think you're disgusting.
What text messages?
You know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not going to repeat it because everybody doesn't need to know, but I want you to know that I know. I saw you and I think that you're disgusting. You don't have anything to say to that, right? Yeah, I didn't think so. And speaking of, yeah, you should. And speaking of airlines weeding people out, maybe if they raise prices, maybe you wouldn't be able to afford to sit with your family. That way they don't have to sit next to black people. Okay? Yeah. No, yeah, you don't have to be sorry to me. You're sorry because I saw it. But I want you to feel as uncomfortable as I do sitting next to you. You should be.
Well, she gave him a piece of her mind, for all the good that it would do, but what did it really solve? You understand? I think she should have been a little bit more harsher on his ass, expose him to everybody else, for what he did. That's the way I feel about it. Now, back to the story right here. It says here, she says that she said to her fellow pastors that his message made her feel uncomfortable. She then says to him that she will not repeat what the text said, as everyone doesn't need to know. But I just want you to know that I know. Okay? Replying to this comment is exactly why I did what I did. I started recording after reading more than one racist, homophobic remark. At this point, the text was for me. Okay? Goes on to say here, in a subsequent video, Ms. Rouse shows the man's phone that appears to show 3 outgoing text messages. Hopefully the airlines will continue to raise prices and weed out these people. Ryan is sitting next to a huge black woman. The messages say in the video, okay? You know, fuck Ryan. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really, because the thing is this airline ain't raising no prices to weed out nobody, simply because if they did that, that's bad for business, okay? And that's just all there is to it. So he won't be getting what he want on that. Now to continue here, in this video caption, Miss Rouse wrote, if you're going to be bold enough to pull your phone out in the middle seat of an airplane and freely talk disrespectfully about black people, then I'm going to be bold enough to say something to you. In the first video, she says that she had said to the man that if airlines started weeding people out, then maybe he would have been able to afford to sit with his family. Okay? Other words, she called him a broke ass, whatever, you know what I mean? While the man appears to offer her an apology at the end of the video, Ms. Rouse says that he only says sorry because she happened to have seen the text messages, which was true. He ain't sorry, you know. You don't have to be sorry to me. You're sorry because I saw it, she said. Ms. Rouse co-passenger is not identified in the video and his face is not shown. In response to a question from a TikToker follower, she says they continue to sit next to each other for the next 4 hours after she confronted him over the messages. Okay? Yeah. I think she should have made a bigger, splash about it. I think she should have called a flight attendant and complained about his racist ass. You understand what I mean? Put him out there like that or do something. A little bit more just in confronting. I mean, the confront was all right, but when it's all said and done, you still sit there next to this sub. You understand what I mean? When far as I'm concerned, you should have just went ahead and outed him, told, like I said, flight attendant, and maybe they could have went ahead and reseated y'all somewhere else or moved his ass or whatever. I don't know. But I want you guys to tell me what you think about this particular story right here. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts, views, and opinions on it in the comment section. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. People, please remember to live your life as though we're being watched. Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.